So welcome to the Qigong warm-up. This is a simple series of exercises that just really warms up all the muscles in the body, including the joints, gets the muscles there, the blood flowing through the muscles, gets you ready for your day, also helps with keeping you limber and allowing you to gradually stretch your muscles. So let's get started. The first thing is just to loosen up the big joints, the shoulders, and the knees. What I like to do here is just to rub the knees with the palms, warming them up. Let's transfer that heat from hand to knee and moving the patella. The way to move the patella is to grip it between the thumb and the pads of the pinky and the thumb. So you create a hollow and you can grip the knee. And the kneecap will move loosely if the leg is relaxed. So if you tense the leg completely back, then the kneecap's going to jam up. And also if you put pressure onto the leg while the knee is bent, the kneecap's going to be immobile as well. So you want to catch it somewhere in between the two, and you'll feel the kneecap is loose. And then just rotating the kneecaps. This stretches the ligaments inside the knee, which helps loosen them up, gets them ready for work, gets the blood flowing through them. Blood doesn't flow easily through ligaments, so it takes a little bit of work to get the blood going in there. And just taking the thumb and circling the knee, pressing in and pushing the patella up and around in every which direction. All right, and feet together, hands on your thighs, and just little circles. In one direction, the slower the better. And the other direction. This does two things. One is it straightens out any of the ligaments in your knee. If you're like me and you've had a knee injury, this really, really helps. Prevents pain when I'm doing exercise, just to get everything lined up correctly. And then small, large circle, small circle, large circle. This in itself is a bit of a workout if you do enough of them. So, onto the main part of the warm-up. The first part of which is spinal. So it's this area over here, which is the sacrum. It's a triangular bone at the base of your spine. And we want to be moving that backwards and forwards. So you stick your arm out, and then you pull it in, tuck it in. And that gets the base of the spine moving. And there's a pump in there, a sacral pump. It pumps spinal fluid up towards the brain, and this activates it. So we're getting that motion going. There are two other pumps in the spine as well. One in the center of the back of the heart chakra, and the other at the base of the spine. So we want to get those moving as well, in concert. So as the tail is out, the chin goes out. As the tail comes in, the chin goes in. Like that. And you can move them like a snake as well. Okay, and we're going to add hand movements to that. So the arm movements are arms up, like that, to there, just drawing them in, and then from here, forward. So this one corresponds to sticking the bum out, like that. You breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Do 10 of each. What you're finding here is the back is now concave, and you're tensing all the muscles on the back. And now the back is convex, and you're tensing all the muscles on the front. So it's a workout for the torso. The next part of the warm-up is to do with the hips. The hips are the part of the body that's the least flexible the older you get. And how many old people do you know, elderly, who have hip replacements? And obviously that's from bone deterioration and falling, loss of balance, but those two things come as a result of not having sufficient muscular movement in that region, along with other things. So this is just really a hip rotation, trying to move the hips in isolation. Yeah, so not moving the shoulders, not getting the whole body involved, it's just the hips. 10 in one direction, 10 in the other direction. Okay, the next one is also hips, a slightly narrower stance. And this does involve the whole body. So it's the whole torso that's wobbling, not just the hips. In one direction, and then tense as you come through. Tensing, you're pulling your bums tight, as if you're trying to wee, you're also pulling up the pelvic floor. So this helps strengthen the pelvic floor. And when I say like you're trying to wee, I mean like you're trying to stop urination. That sensation is what you're looking for. In the other direction. And that's it. Now, moving from the top downwards, we're done with the hips for now. So a wider stance. We're now working on the knees and the legs. The first thing is to get the blood flowing into the leg muscles. You can do this by slapping, punching the muscles, the large muscle groups, the glutes, the quadriceps, and the biceps of the leg, or the hamstrings as they're called, and then inside the thighs. Okay, now we're going to do small rotations on the knee. And the way to get this movement is to think of your coccyx as if it's drawing a circle 8, figure 8 on the ground, like that. And there's two directions you can go. This is the one direction, where the knees start by moving inwards. So both knees are going in that direction. And you can change that. That's the other direction. Okay. Then we add in a hand movement to that. So following as you come around, the hand naturally comes around. And this movement, if you do it still, is just this. But it's the movement of the hips that gives it this side-to-side motion. You can also think of this as warding off. So you're warding off a blow that's coming towards you with your elbow. Then change direction. Now the knees are going inwards first, and then outwards, and the arms follow. Again, if you're standing still, your hands just doing this really. And once again, you also think of it as warding off. You're warding off an attack with the upper arm, or even with the lower arm. If you come from a kung fu background, that may be helpful, or any kind of martial arts. So the knees are now fairly warm. The next part is getting into the leg muscles. So here we're doing a stretch, a lunge in the front, a stretch on the back, and then reversing it, stretch on the front, lunge on the back. That's a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm switching. This leg goes out now. So lunging, stretching the back, now stretching the front leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back to the front. Your legs are now nicely far apart. We're going to bend over now. Whenever we bend over, remember to bend the knees because it takes the pressure off the lower back. You don't want pressure on there as you're coming up. If you try and straighten up from a position where your head is down like this, without bending the knees like this, that can put a lot of strain on the lower back. You can end up with injuries there. It's a very sensitive part of the body, so don't do it. When you come up, just bend the knees and then come up like a squat. That takes the pressure off there. So, legs wide. We're going down in a squat. We're feeling that squat. And we're straightening the legs. The backs of the knees are as straight as they can be. And now we're dipping one knee and then the other knee. Dip. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And note when you start this exercise, the temptation will be to do this. So you're swinging the hips. That's not really the aim. The aim is to try and keep the hips straight. Just the knees bending. Now, bend and come up. Now we bring the stance closer together. Easy way to do this is just go onto the toes, bring the heels in, and then bring the toes to match. Gives you the right kind of distance. Also note that your feet are parallel here, so they're both facing forward through the line that runs from your heel through your big toe. You don't want them to be splayed out like that. Gives you a different kind of exercise and balance. This is what we want. Okay, bending the knees down into a squat. Put the elbows inside the knees this time round, only in this particular position, this width. And now you can push the knees out slightly and relax into that stretch, just bouncing up and down a bit. And you can wiggle from left to right a bit, just trying to open up the groin area here for a stretch. Okay, and straightening. Keep your head down, with the backs of the knees are now straight. And then dipping the knees again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straightening. Now we're going to come up, so we're going to bend the knees and come up. Bring the stance closer together, heels in, toes in. Can move back a bit, because that tends to bring me forward. So going down into a squat. And straightening, keep my head down, straightening the back of the knees, and then dipping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, bending the knees, coming up, narrowing the stance for the last time. Heels are pretty much together now. Go down into our squat, onto the toes, then try and rock back onto the heels without coming out of the squat. And now head down, backs of the knees straight. Should be feeling a nice stretch in the hamstrings now. And then dipping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now staying here with the legs straight, backs of the knees straight, we're just going to rock gently from side to side as the white tigress swings her tail at the heavens. This just gently stretches other parts of the hamstring that we may have missed. Spreads that stretch around. Alright, now you bend your knees, staying down, hands come together. Now this is the dragon dives into the sea to collect the pearl. So you collect the pearl, and now you're swimming back to the shore. As you're swimming, you're exercising your lateral muscles around the ribs on either side. You're gradually coming up from that squat, swimming your way up to the surface. This is warming up all of your lateral muscles. Up, 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 into a stretch on the toes and coming down, lowering your energy and just centering yourself and gathering your energy around your midriff. And that's the warm-up.